going on. Joining me now is Richard Fowler, progressive strategist, and Tanya Markiel, conservative commentator and president of Team Investment. And welcome to both of you. Richard, is Senator Merkley right? Do Democrats really have the upper hand in this showdown and just have to wait until the end of the year?
We definitely have the upper hand here, Tom. When you boils down to when you get down to the root of the problem, the Republicans are really going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to get on the record and vote against middle-class tax cuts if what Merkley says happens. You let the Bush tax cuts expire completely, and after they expire, then you pass middle-class tax cut in the new Congress.
Yeah. So, Tanya, should the Republicans support a tax cut for the middle class if it doesn't include a tax cut for people like Mitt Romney, who on millions and millions of dollars of income only pay 15% income tax?
No, here's the problem, all in all. We don't have a leader right now. So what's coming on is a person like Jeb Bush to say, hey, I know what my father did. I know what works, and I'm going to make this work again. So I don't think it's that they are conceding at all. They're finding a solution, because what's happening right now between both parties is everybody wants to be right instead of finding the solution, and Jeb Bush is finding a solution.
So, Tanya, do you think that Jeb was setting himself up for a 2016 presidential run with that little, he's going against orthodoxy and against Romney?
I don't know if he's against Romney. He's actually voting for Romney, and he's come out in support of Romney. But I absolutely think that he is setting himself up in one way or another to take a position of leadership, which would be great. We need someone that can understand that there may be something on both sides that would work, and somebody who can come in and be a leader instead of just passing laws because they feel like they're right and that's the only way to get things done.
So, Richard, if Jeb Bush is positioning himself for 2016, that presumes that Romney didn't get elected and isn't running for re-election, doesn't it?
That's exactly what it presumes, and I think Tanya said it best. The Republican Party is looking for a leader, and clearly, Mitt Romney is not that leader, and that's basically what it boils down to. If he, as the President of the United States, if he were to be elected, he'd be the leader of the Republican Party. And Republicans on the right and Republicans on the left of Mitt Romney are both rejecting him overwhelmingly. They're like, we don't want you at all. Yeah. And that shows that I think the President has a really good chance. Well, that's what you just said, though. Isn't that what you said?
Tanya, explain.
No, here's exactly what it is. I absolutely think that Mitt Romney can do a better job with the economy than Obama,
but
who has
done
absolutely nothing. He would be the leader of our country.
Is he the leader of the party?
I think he will be the leader of our country, period, end of subject.
He's not the
I
leader
absolutely
of the party.
don't think Obama will get back in. I don't think Obama will get back in at all. And I do think that Jeb Bush is positioning himself. It may not be for 2016, but he is positioning himself. We cannot have another 4 years of Obama. Our country will be in absolute turmoil.
Tanya, once Romney gets the nomination in Tampa, doesn't he then become the official head of the Republican Party?
He is the Republican leader, yes, okay. Absolutely.
So today, and Romney's on with Grover Norquist's, pledge to me the multimillionaire K Street lobbyist instead of the Constitution thing. Today, actually, there have been a number of senators, but Lindsey Graham, I believe it was today, came out and, who's no slouch. I mean, he's been around for quite a while and a very powerful man in the Republican Party. Basically said the same thing Jeb Bush said. Is Romney looking at a revolt before he even gets to his coronation?
No, because they will absolutely stand behind Mitt Romney just so that Obama does not get in again. But when we talk about Norquist, we need to understand what he created in 1985. That's what we're missing. It was two parts. The first part was that they would never raise taxes. But more importantly, and this is the part that nobody's reading, the second part, and I'm going to read it verbatim, says, and they would only close the tax loops if the additional revenue was used to pay for tax cuts. So everyone wants to call his interpretation that he was changing his mind on what he was doing. That's not it. I think he was clarifying what he created in 1985.
Norquist.
I
But
mean, come on now, Tammy, I got to tell you, I think Tanya, I'm sorry, I got to tell you, you really point out what the problem with the Republican Party is. After, Mitt Romney becomes the quote-unquote nominee, people don't necessarily agree with him. You won't admit that he's the leader of the party. Your whole argument is no. Your whole argument, the whole Romney campaign is based off of not Obama. They have no policy. They have no agenda.
Well, here's the problem, and Richard, I'd like your take on it, and then I'd like to get Tanya's take on it. Mitt Romney has been on both sides of pretty much every major issue. He brought us Obamacare. It was called Romney Care. He left Massachusetts in horrible debt. I need not go through the whole list. I mean, all you had to do was show up at CPAC for the last 5 years, as I've done every single year, and watch the people walking around with mitt flippers and the dolphin and whatnot. How can you have a guy running for president and being the leader of the party who has never had a consistent moral or economic position?
Well, that's it, Tom. I mean, this race is not between President Obama and Mitt Romney. It's between Mitt Romney and Mitt Romney's ever-changing mind. And that's the problem that the Republicans face going into November. Mitt Romney has to really come down and figure out what his positions are on the issues. He's for it before he's against it. And then when he's not against it, he's now for it. This is his whole this is their strategy, and they told you what their strategy was. He's an etch-a-sketch. They're just going to shake him up. They're going to disappear, and he's going to come up with a whole new platform and a whole new strategy. And I think what Democrats have to do going into November is just continue to show who the real Mitt Romney is. The real Mitt Romney is somebody who had 47, the made Massachusetts 47th in job growth in this country. The real Mitt Romney is somebody who basically extorted poor people and middle class folks under Bain Capital. That's the real Mitt Romney. The Republicans don't want him. They don't think he's leader of the party. They'd rather have Jeb Bush, as she clearly stated. So I mean, it just shows what the real Mitt Romney is.
Tanya, have I characterized this inaccurately?
The bottom line is we don't want Obama, period, end of subject. Here's Obama. He said he would cut the deficit. He said he would unite Americans. He said that he would make America safer. He said that he would reduce unemployment. God, let's not talk about that. He said that he would secure our borders. He has done none of those things. We need a new leader, and we need it now.
That's
period.
Not true.
It is absolutely
true. We've had 27 months of consecutive job growth. We've created 4.3 million jobs. We've deported more. There's been more people deported under President. No, it's nothing. No, what do you mean? Democratic job growth is job growth. Democratic job growth is job growth.
That is not because you want to read numbers. The bottom line is
it's not when the Democrats do it. It's not job growth. Only when they do it, it's job growth.
We know there is no new job growth.
Middle class tax cut in American history, but nobody talks about that. If George Bush had passed the tax cut that President Obama passed in the stimulus package, you guys would have waved it around and you guys would have carried it around like a big white elephant. But when President Obama passed it, you're like he didn't do anything.
You know what Obama is? Obama is he's a fabulous orator. He gets people behind him because he knows how to speak, and then he does nothing.
If you're going to hold that position, are you not also going to have to take responsibility for the outcome of the January 20th, 2009 meeting that Richard Draper has written about now in his new book, in which 14 Republicans met and decided that they were going to obstruct any effort by Obama to repair the economy and then blame the bad economy on him?
Wait, we're dealing with two parties that will not come to any type of middle ground because we don't have a leader. End of subject. So
That's not true.
We don't have a leader.
You guys don't have a leader. We have a leader.
The Republicans doing one thing and the Democrats doing. You do not have a leader.
Yes, we do. The president has tried to negotiate with John Boehner. The president's trying to negotiate with Mitch McConnell, and they all left the negotiating table. The reason why the country is horrible is because Republicans have refused to make change. They refuse to pass the American Jobs Act.
We have to wrap this up. Tanya, thank you. You've done a great job representing your side.
A leader is someone who can pull things together. Thank you.
Indeed.
Like President Obama.
Richard, thank you also for joining us. Okay, Richard Fowler, thank you very much. Stay tuned. This will be the fight in America over the next several months.